Now, to start with, what is gender inequality? How to define inequality? Why gender inequality or inequality is important to be discussed? What are the factors leading to gender inequality? What is the history behind gender inequality? What are the measures taken by the government to eradicate gender inequality? What are your suggestions? What is the international framework of gender inequality? This is the basic outline of today's lecture. This is a very general topic. There's nothing to be, defined in a technical manner, or there's no need to write anything. There's no need to have a typical definition of something, or there's no need for any question and answers on this. So very general discussion we'll be dealing with today. So when we start with gender inequality, it basically means, in very simple terms, it means inequality based on gender. Inequality, which is basically a social phenomenon created to give unequal opportunities to both men and women. Whenever we talk about gender equality, first thing in today's world that comes to your mind is feminism. So today I will discuss that also, that how to differentiate between gender inequality or gender equality and feminism. How we have exaggerated the word feminism to totally ignore the actual nuances of gender equality. Now, gender equality is nothing but an idea to give equal opportunities irrespective of your gender. Equal opportunities based on your mind rather than physical capabilities. Because when we talk about gender inequality, first thing that comes to our mind is biological factor. Women is weak, physically weak, mentally not that strong. So because of those biological factors, women are not treated equally. So to eradicate that mindset, to eradicate that patriarchal mindset where we give more importance to man, more importance to male child, that has to be eradicated. Gender inequality. Gender inequality basically comes from various factors. First is your cultural factor. Now, what is culture, first of all? Nobody can define culture, I guess. This is a very subjective term. It depends upon which country you were born in, or which society you live in, or which religion you belong to, or how you have been, brought up as a child. So culture cannot be defined. But when I talk about cultural factors, basically it means that in your society, in your kind of upbringing, there is a mindset where, again, male child is given importance. If you talk about history, even in Western countries, people used to think that male child is more important. But then because of World Wars, World War I and II, we started giving work and employment to women in our society. Because men went to war, they were in army, so more employment opportunities were naturally created out of compulsion that was created for women. This is how they became part of workforce. Then there was women liberation movement. How women got liberated all over the world. This is I'm talking about the world history, not only India. How women evolved due to their revolutionary steps towards liberation. Liberation from, freedom from ideas that say that women cannot work, women can only sit at home. Ideas where there was biased attitude because of their skin, race, gender. So they came out of that scenario through that world liberation movement. Then we had a paradigm shift in the way people looked at women through contribution of United Nations. There are so many things done by United Nations that we cannot ignore the contribution of UN for gender equality. United Nations tried to remove all kinds of discrimination that was actually existing in the society. If we talk about a particular convention, we all know, we all are aware that CEDAW, Convention on Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, that was created way back in 1992 to eradicate discriminations at home, in office, workplace, outside home, amongst your peer group. So after the Magna Carta of Human Rights, that is UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, CEDAW was created particularly for women. Then there was a different kind of revolution that took place, that was eliminating discrimination at workplace, Me Too movement, which started at a very later stage in India. But at a world stage, it started way back. So like this, we have evolved as a woman. We have evolved as a modern woman. We have a history where actually gender inequality existed. It was deep-rooted, entrenched in the patriarchal norms. And we have come out of it. We have actually come so far till date. But there are so many things to be done. When we say gender inequality, basically, we talk about how we are not treated equally, how we are discriminated, how there is favoritism in favor of basically other male counterparts. So like this, there is already existing deep-rooted, entrenched discrimination based on gender. So this was the cultural and historical aspect leading to gender discrimination, gender inequality. Now talking about factors which actually led to these problems, first and foremost was poverty. If we actually look at gender inequality, point is we are not given equal access to opportunities. Why we are denied equal access? Because of economic constraints. Economic constraints, when we say, we are living in a society where poverty exists. There are girls who want to get education, but they cannot have access to that education. They cannot go to schools. They cannot get higher education because of poverty. And it is not surprising We are all aware of this fact that many a times male child of the house is given access to that education because of the fact that he can go to school regularly and girls can sit at home, female child can sit at home, do become part of labor force, do household chores rather than going for education. They can help in the upbringing of other siblings rather than going to schools. So this is another significant factor for not having equal access to opportunities that can lead to growth of women or development progress of women. Then again, illiteracy. Another factor, illiteracy. Definitely, because of lack of awareness, because of lack of education and training, parents, guardians, relatives, they are not aware of rights of women, rights of female child. They cannot provide equal access of education to both male and female child at home. So like this, the illiteracy basically have grown in the family, again leading to gender inequality. We all know, we all say this many a times in all the lectures, that if you educate a male child, you educate one person, but if you educate a female child, you educate the entire family. So the grundnorm of this line basically lies in the fact that if the woman of the house is illiterate, obviously she will not allow the female child to have access to education. So again, illiteracy, lack of awareness leads to gender inequality in society, and hence leading to regressive thought process in society. Then we have economic factor. When we say economic factor, we basically talk about dependence of women on their male counterparts. We have been educating our sisters, our mothers, or our daughters that basically you have to depend upon your husbands for money. So economic factor is again significant in leading to further gender inequality. We have been taught in our families that we have to get married at a particular age, depend upon our husbands. Earlier we were dependent on our fathers, brothers. So like this, economic factors leads to gender disparity at a later stage. We are not aware that we should be economically independent, self-sufficient to grow further. Then there is another factor, lack of empathy on the part of governments, poor implementation of laws existing in letter but not implemented in spirit. There are so many conventions, so many laws existing in every country. Even in India, we have so many laws. I'll discuss it just in short, in brief, because Ma'am Asta Chadda will be talking about the legal framework. There are so many existing laws, but still there is no implementation. People are not aware, females are not aware about their rights. Then we have gender-based violence, which is the factor leading to inequality. Females are not safe. There are crimes against women. There is domestic violence. So this gender-based violence again hamper their growth. It affects their development, which is another cause of gender inequality. Now coming to the legal framework, first and foremost we have our constitution. संविधान हमारा क्या कहता है? Article 14 and 15 basically talks about ending the discrimination based on gender, be it having access to education or quality employment, higher education. So a citizen cannot be discriminated on the basis of gender. Even if there is some classification that has to be intelligible, that has to be reasonable, you can anytime go to the court and challenge any law which is discriminatory, unconstitutional, in violation of Article 14, based on gender. There is some gender disparity. Definitely, anytime you can approach the courts through writs. Article 32, right to constitutional remedy. Then we have various socially beneficial legislations meant for benefit of women and child. Basically, where here we are talking about women. So we will talk about various legislation, beneficial legislations existing on paper, like Equal Remuneration Act, Maternity Benefit Act, Sexual Harassment Act, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act. So there are so many laws existing on paper which actually tries to eradicate gender inequality. जब मैं equal remuneration की बात करती हूँ, we have a very important topic to be discussed, which is famous even in Bollywood, which says pay disparity. Women are not paid equally. They're either unpaid or not paid equally. I'm against it. But you know what is the reason behind it? Why we are not paid equally? Because first of all, we are not aware of our rights. Secondly, if our employer is woman herself, she is herself unpaid, leading to further gender disparity. So first of all, if as an employer you are a woman, you should be paid properly to give salaries to your employees further. So there is a deep-rooted gender pay disparity already existing, which is further distributed amongst female employees maybe. Then we'll talk about Unorganized Workers' Social Security Act. When I talk about economic independence of women, I also talk about unorganized sector. लेबर फोर्स, मेड्स जो हमारे घर में हाउस हेल्प है, वो सारा अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर है. उनकी सोशल सिक्योरिटी के लिए वी हैव दिस एक्ट. आई पर्सनली रन an NGO where we provide employment opportunities for women in slums, be it tailoring, painting the pots, planting trees, making kites, making jute bags. So like this, we try to create employment for women in unorganized sector. So that kind of social security has been created for women. Then we have maternity benefit. Now the biggest, we are all aware of maternity benefit, that we need childcare facilities, we need facilities when we are giving birth to a child. While working, we should have paid work leave if we are on pregnancy leave, etc. So these kind of things actually exist on paper, and actually they're implemented also. But the biggest loophole of this act is we do not talk about paternity leaves. We have basically defined roles on our own, and we need to have a different concept, a dynamic concept of role reversal now. This is my personal opinion, to have roles based on circumstance, not based on gender. Nowadays, people are coming out with paternity leaves. We have been seeing fathers who have been doting fathers basically to their daughters. They are promoting paternity leaves, but it is lacking in the law. So again, amendment is required in this law to create or to have visible, basically, gender equality. When we talk about things like this, paternity leaves and being a doting father and helping women in the household chores, we actually give a glaring example of gender equality. If you closely look at advertisements these days, they are promoting gender equality. If you have seen an advertisement basically talking about father providing sanitary pads to his daughter, he's asking question, what do you need, and she's hiding in her room saying that I need pads at this time after 10, and his father immediately orders sanitary pads. So this is the kind of revolution which is coming. There are changes which are visible. All we need to do is spread these revolutionary changes in the masses of the society. They need to learn this. There's nothing to hide. Then there is a revolutionary step in women empowerment or gender equality, that is giving property rights to women. Most importantly, first of all, I would like to share a personal opinion on this, that asking for money, be it as a female lawyer, saying that yes, I will charge 1 lakh rupees for this case, or yes, I will have equal parity with my male counterparts as a lawyer, I will charge 5 lakhs for Supreme Court hearing. That actually raised eyebrows amongst the legal fraternity, that how can she demand this much amount of fees? Or if I say I need share in the property with my brother, people take it in a negative sense, saying that keho jehi kudi hai, she is asking for property, keho jehi kudi hai jehda paise mangdi pai hai. So सबसे बड़ी deeply enrooted gender inequality यहाँ पे आती है. She is greedy. She thinks money is more important than relations. If I want to settle a case by saying that, okay, I'll settle, give me this much amount of money, be it my, not mine, I'm unmarried, be it my matrimonial dispute or maintenance or divorce under 13B. If I say give me 20 lakhs only, then I will settle. That is seen in bad light in society. Why? Biggest gender inequality exists here. And where it exists? In your mindset. Simplest. I I'm a working woman. I'm single, unmarried, wants to stay alone, wants to stay away from my family, have a life. Again, that is questionable in society. Again, deeply rooted, entrenched gender inequality exists in society. Then there is lack of authority, lack of power, and less opportunities of decision making. I have been sitting joint secretary of Punjab and Haryana High Court Bar Association. But my authority to decide something, my decision making was very limited. I used to say I'm joint secretary and pradhan of ladies basically. That is the only reserved seat for women in our High Court, joint secretary. But still, my decision making was limited. So again, gender inequality. Inequality for a woman lawyer. So these are the kinds of inequalities which are existing beyond papers. Then dowry prohibition. We all know we have a law existing. We all know about 498A. We all know we can raise voice against harassment for dowry, cruelty at the hands of in-laws. बट क्या थाने में जाना 498A का पर्चा दर्ज कराना उस पे ही लोगों के इतने सवाल हैं that you cannot even approach police authorities. If you are doing it, your relationship is over. जड़ा मैटर थाने पहुंच गया वो मैटर तो कभी सॉल्व हो ही नहीं सकता. Because again, in-laws will say she went to police. How can she raise voice? She should have kept mum about it. So raising a voice again is a big issue in our country. Again, gender inequality. Births to death, we have been facing this gender inequality. Start from female feticide, lack of education, more education opportunities for your brothers. They can go abroad. For in many families, they can go abroad, but you cannot go abroad. You cannot live alone in a foreign country. So again, denied equal opportunity. You are denied opportunity as a joint secretary, thinking that she's a female. Only Pradhan can go, only secretary can go and solve matters at VRs. So even opportunities beyond biological factors are denied to you. When clients come to your office or they go to High Court or any other court, they think male lawyers are more efficient than female lawyers. Hence, they are paid more. So, biggest gender inequality in legal profession. Few clients hire female lawyers because we are paid less as compared to our male counterparts. अगर लेडी को हायर करेंगे तो वो
think the connection is stuck.
Voice is not audible, ma'am.
Give me a second, I'll let her know.
There was some network issue. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So these kind of inequalities actually exist in society, right? So participation, I was talking about participation in decision making process. That is again limited. है ना? So this basically these are the factors which are or existing scenario where we talk about subjugation of women. See, women were subjugated in the past, in the present, and will continue. I am telling you this. But the only thing that is important is degree of subjugation. So our task should be to reduce that degree of subjugation. How to empower women, how to reduce inequalities at every step, starting from your birth to your opportunities to your marriage. बहुत जगह चाइल्ड मैरिज हो जाती है, बहुत अर्ली मैरिजेस कर देते हैं पेरेंट्स. I really fail to understand. Believe me, I even personally cannot talk about this. So I'm talking it here. Beti bachao, beti padhao. What is this? What do you understand by this? Is this educating a child just for degrees? Really? To my mind, beti bachao, beti padhao is more than economic independence. बेटी बचाओ from early marriages, बेटी बचाओ from harassment of in-laws. Why marriage of girl is so important? I am 36, I am still unmarried. I am blessed to be born in a modern family. I have been given equal opportunities with my brother. I can sit here, teach you, go for a case, irrespective of the factor that my brother is sitting at home or doesn't have any case in the court today. So beti bachao, beti padhao has something to do with decision making for themselves, be it whether they want to get married. Recently I had an associate. She came to me, she said, ma'am, I want to work with you. And after few days, few months, she told me that, ma'am, I'm getting married. My parents want me to get married rather than going for litigation. And she got married. Again, opportunities closed. Physically, mentally, all these cerebral opportunities are closed. Maybe she was more brilliant than any other male lawyer from her respective district court. But again, waste of education, waste of a lifetime. Giving birth to a child is actually a blessing. But we are not just here to give birth to a child. We are much more than this. Now, coming to the track again, I lose track because obviously I'm a social activist as well. So I generally go beyond statistics, go beyond theory. There are so many theoretical things I can talk about, I can dictate. But then, of course, for me, this is more than empowerment. You know, for me, it is basically awareness campaign. Okay. Then, talking about how child marriages, early marriages, sati pratha, things like this existed in society, even today. So we have come a long way and we are going towards giving more power to women. There are few aspects which I have not touched, but I'll now talk about it. ये वो aspects हैं which you will never get online, you will never get it in any other course, on any other site. Women in agriculture, a very important aspect. हिस्ट्री से देखते आ रहे हो कि सबसे पहले वर्कफोर्स कहाँ क्रिएट हुई थी? एग्रीकल्चर में. एग्रीकल्चर इज व्हाट? कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ आर्ट एंड साइंस. एंड ऑब्वियसली women topped it. So even in India, M.S. Swaminathan, the pioneer of Green Revolution, he had said, it is only woman who is most capable of performing activities in agriculture. So when we talk about labor force, when we talk about working women, when we talk about women as a workforce, efficient workforce, agriculture is the first name that should come to your mind. Then second, education. Then third, we can talk about legal fraternity or any other business. We can talk about industrial sector, we can talk about textiles, we can talk about food processing, IT industry. But the first successful, efficient vocation of a woman workforce in India should be agriculture. Then I will talk about status of widows. This also you will not get from any other course. Nobody will talk about this category of ladies. Widows. Their property rights. Yes, I can see a few comments. Women are creative. They are the... Okay, I'll read it later when I'll come to the question answer. Right. She is the originator. Correct. She is the creator. She is the originator. Correct. Thank you for your inputs, ma'am. Hanji. So we were talking about status of widows. उनको प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स दिए कि जब आपके हस्बैंड की डेथ हो जाएगी, सेक्शन 14 ऑफ हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट, 15 ऑफ हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट, आप एब्सोल्यूट ओनर बन सकती हो प्रॉपर्टीज की. सो फादर इन लॉज, मदर इन लॉज से आप प्रॉपर्टी ले सकती हो. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस में नाउ वी हैव राइट टू रेजिडेंस, जिसमें वी हैव various judgments. Again, I will not talk about legal aspect more because ma'am, Chadda ma'am has to talk about it. But I'll just give you an idea, right? Ki property rights were created, they were made absolute owners. Then section 5, talking about unmarried females also, they were made kopasnas. So like this, a revolution came in the matter related to property rights. Then reproductive rights. Aajkal this is in charcha. Reproductive rights because of IVF technology used by parents of famous singer Sidhu Moosewala. Women has been denied reproductive choices. She does not have say in whether she should go for pregnancy or whether she should abort a child, she should go for a female child, or she should now postpone it because of her career or whatever. Total denial in this case. I totally agree to this. You go to your in-laws family. I am dealing with matrimonial matters. I know females come with their problems saying that we have no say in our in-laws family, and the biggest mantra to have a successful marriage is to keep your mouth shut. You cannot have a say कि भाई मुझे अभी बच्चा करना है, नहीं करना है, और I should now go for a job and delay. So no reproductive rights available, no say, no decision making in your in-laws family. Then we talk about economic independence after marriage. Very important issue, very sensitive issue. Why? आप मैट्रिमोनियल उसमें चले जाओ, एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स में सबसे ज्यादा डिमांड में वो लड़की है जिसकी सरकारी नौकरी है. उसके बाद डिमांड में वो लड़की है जो बहुत ज्यादा कमाती है. Why? Because in-laws cannot afford a wealthy daughter-in-law. This is the bitter truth. Now I'll throw it on them, the dirt. They cannot afford 3 time ka khana of their daughter-in-law. I have so many cases. So be proud that you can earn roti for yourself. You can earn your livelihood. So this is again, जो मैं विशियस साइकिल की बात कर रही हूँ, बर्थ टू डेथ, उसमें सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर ये आता है कि इन लॉज में आपकी इकोनॉमिक इंडिपेंडेंस इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट. So this is again one of the gender inequalities existing. डॉटर इन लॉज नहीं बोलती अगर उनका बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है तो they will talk about it only when they are in problem, they are in peril basically, or because of lack of money, or now they are actually fed up with their in-laws. Only then they will talk about it. Otherwise, all the women are suffering in silence. So again, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद आता है सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, जो मेरा भी सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है. People are giving their inputs regarding whatever I'm saying, so I'll definitely welcome all the inputs. हाँ जी. Then I'm talking about political representation. We are denied political representation, girls. There is women reservation bill passed because of vote banks, but we have been denied political opportunities. Male counterparts are given tickets. Only females with good financial backgrounds are given tickets. They want full funding, indirect way of political funding. So again, you need to be a rich woman. So try to be a rich woman rather than wife of a rich man. So again, gender inequality existing. No, we should, I think somebody has said this is the reason is patriarchy. No, it's not patriarchy. If I'll put it again, my mindset is like this, I cannot change it. Again, money is panacea for all. Money is the root cause of every problem. Money is the problem, money is the solution. It's all about money. Believe me, mark my words. So if you have money, then obviously you will be given a chance as a political representative. If you are already earning only, then your family will support you. If you are not earning, your family will also not support you, be it your in-laws family or your parental family. So these are evils already existing, bitter truths of the real society. So political representation is also denied despite 1/3 reservation. Obviously, I think we need half the sky. It's not, I don't need 1/3, I need half the sky. I'll go for 50% of reservation. When there is more than 50% of reservation for downtrodden or for people belonging to different castes, then why not women? Then there was a very important point which I actually raised through my social media handles also at national level regarding budget that was passed by our finance minister in India, Madam Sitaraman. They have particularly compared Mahila, youth with Garib. They have used 3 terms which should actually be an eye opener for women like you, eye opener for women like me, who is actually evolving more to this course. Eye opener in the sense, in the budget they have compared Mahila Varg, youth, Garib. Can you imagine? If there are law aspirants, they know, if you actually know the principles of judicial interpretation, There is a maxim called suggestion generis. Things of similar nature should be placed together. Words of similar nature. I hope you all had this subject of judicial interpretation and you have heard about this legal maxim called ejusdem generis. So when they have placed these three words together, that means they are comparing all the three: youth, mahila and garib. Biggest thing to be challenged in the budget presented by our reigning government BJP. Take it as a challenge, girls. Rise above this. Be financially independent, earn money. Don't be embarrassed by this fact. So these are few observations which I made. These are few things I wanted to talk about in my lecture today for gender inequality. Then coming on to suggestions, feedback basically. I think there is, to conclude my lecture today, I would like to say, I think there is lack of conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom on the part of governments, on the part of society, where I live, where you live, where your in-laws live. Why conventional wisdom? Wisdom exists. बुद्धि सबके पास है, समझदारी सबके पास है, लेकिन conventional नहीं है. Conventional wisdom comes with changes due to time, change in circumstances, change in watching rising women, growing ladies, empowered women. That change has to come. That kind of conventional, modern wisdom has to come in the society. And what is society? We are society. We, sorry to say, we aunties are society. I am auntie for a 12-year-old girl who's maybe living nearby. So we need to change our soch. Change in mindset. I have bought a new car. It has nothing to do with anyone's business. How I got that car? How can I purchase car worth 22 lakhs? Of course I can purchase it because I work hard for it. I've earned it. How can she be recommended for AG office? What did she do for that? I worked hard for it. I am an exceptional, efficient lawyer, hence I have been recommended for AG office. There's no other reason. I'm sitting here giving you lecture at 7:30 in the evening after my court hours. That is my hard work. That is my commitment towards my work. I go to Thana at 10 p.m. because a woman is in problem. That is my hard work. So this kind of change in mindset for our overall development is required. Then, to avoid misuse of laws, we should not misuse the liberty granted to us. I am sitting here, my parents have full faith in me, my father, I had his back. But I should not misuse that liberty. I have laws in hand. I have so many laws. I have POSH, I have 498A, but I should not misuse it. I should use it only if it is required to have to, maintain that faith. You will lose trust, girls. You will lose trust of men.
Question, what again?
So try not to misuse your liberty.
बताऊं भी
If I have been given the responsibility, I should be mature enough, wise enough to not misuse the liberty that comes along with that responsibility. So misuse should be avoided. Then, very important thing can be suggested: gender mainstreaming. This is a very important suggestion given through this course. Gender mainstreaming, as I understand, as I'm conveying it through my lecture, is you need to think, you need to make laws, policies, you need to give judgments, you need to interpret law, everything keeping in mind men and women at equal level. Keeping in mind, keep giving them level playing field. There is a recent judgment where unmarried woman has been denied right to produce a child through surrogacy. To my mind, judges of the Supreme Court supported a culture where unmarried, just to keep that sanctity of marriage or to keep culture protected, they gave that judgment where an unmarried woman was denied reproductive rights. But to my mind, they should have been given that right, because they have right of adoption also. Even if today I want to go for adoption, I'm living here in Chandigarh, people around, if I bring a child, maybe of 6 months at home, saying that I've adopted a child, that is allowed. Unmarried woman can adopt a child. Do you think people will think that that child is adopted? What will society say? What will people say? इसी का होगा, राइट? सो इस तरह की चीजें माइंडसेट सोसाइटी में ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग है. सो इस तरह के राइट डिनाई करना, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डिनाई नहीं करना चाहिए था. कि अगर आप अडॉप्शन दे सकते हो तो आपको रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स भी दे देने चाहिए थे. सो मुझे लगता है कि ये एक रेवोल्यूशनरी स्टेप होगा. किसी ने लिखा है सोसाइटी इज रियली अ स्टिग्मा. दैट इज सो ट्रू मैम. दिस इज द रीजन आई एम नॉट अडॉप्टिंग अ चाइल्ड. आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट, because I also have to live in this society only, na? So ये इस तरह के स्टिग्मास एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं सोसाइटी में. अभी हाई कोर्ट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की सोच भी उतनी नहीं चेंज हुई है. ऑल्दो बहुत फर्क है, बहुत ज्यादा फर्क है. देयर इज चेंज. पर एक चीज अगेन आई वुड लाइक टू एड ऑन व्हाइल कंक्लूडिंग माय लेक्चर. डोंट यू थिंक that this change or this growth is slow? So my suggestion is go for fast development. Go for it. Don't think यार ये, क्योंकि जब भी तेजी से कोई बढ़ता है ना, I am the biggest example in front of you. सबसे ज्यादा तेजी से मैं बढ़ी हूँ. जब भी कोई तेजी से बढ़ता है, people will question it for sure. हाँ, my students are clapping. They know that yes, ma'am has actually grown too fast. So जब भी तेजी से बढ़ते हो लोग क्वेश्चन करेंगे, लेकिन पॉइंट इज तेजी की ग्रोथ चाहिए. व्हाई आई हैव टू से, आई एक्चुअली सेड इट बिफोर इन माय लेक्चर्स दैट वी नीड 100 years to change. It will actually take 100 years to change the mindset of people. But why? I'm questioning myself. Today I'm questioning it myself. Why you need 100 years for society to change? Why can't it happen in 50 years? So think about it. I will end my lecture with a question: why the growth has to be slow? Sluggish growth is unwelcomed. So go for a faster growth, development, empower yourself, empower others, be a leader, give others chance. A true leader is the one who actually delegate their powers and authorities. They give responsibilities to others also. You cannot do everything on your own. You cannot do everything alone. You need a team for it. So go for teamwork. Unity is strength. Keep supporting other women. And this is the only way you can remove gender inequality. I will deal with the questions and all the comments, don't worry. So that's my only suggestion. That today I think it's 8:30 already. So I will go for questions. Pushpinder, can you just help me with the question
Yes, surely,
or
ma'am.
any inputs?
Firstly, ma'am, really insightful words.
Ji.
Now, all those who wish to ask something, please raise your hands and I'll call out your names one by one. Okay, Miss Radha Prasad, you may unmute yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Uh,
evening.
Ma'am, I had a question regarding in the beginning of the session. You told us that you will be enunciating on the difference between feminism and gender inequality.
Very good,
So I
very good.
just
I forgot
wanted
it.
whether.
Good. Thank you for reminding me, ma'am. हाँ जी, जी, जी,
Thank you so much.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. Actually, I said that, and that's true also. It's very important to discuss that first. Wait. हाँ जी. See, when we talk about feminism, we are only talking about women rights. Blah 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 women, blah 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 women. है ना कि लेडीज को ये दो, लेडी महिला शक्ति, नारी शक्ति, महिला मोर्चा, है ना. एवरी टाइम वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वुमेन वुमेन वुमेन. But actually, women empowerment means, actual meaning of feminism means equal opportunity to both men and women. I am not saying deny opportunity to men. I am not saying that I don't want a male pradhan. I am saying I need a female joint secretary, but she should have equal powers with pradhan. Why a woman has to contest for the post of pradhan? To have power, to have more say in the decision making. I want equal opportunity. I want men to contest for joint secretary and women to go for pradhangi. So this is the difference basically, that feminism आजकल के time में has become बस ladies ऐसे ऐसे, women ये, नारी शक्ति ये, है ना. लेकिन women empowerment असल में क्या है कि हम men को भी equal opportunity. Yes, that is true. लेकिन वही बात है, जैसे किसी ने अभी ना कमेंट लिखा था, मुझे वो I can relate to that कि women judges, या हम कहते हैं ना वुमेन को अपॉर्चुनिटी क्यों दी जाए. जब भी मैट्रिमोनियल मैटर्स होते हैं, मैं खुद ही कहती हूँ कि फीमेल बैठी है ना, आई थिंक यू हैव अ चांस. You know why? Because there is a realist school of jurisprudence, if you all remember. Jurisprudence. Realist school says that your life experiences, your biological or your sexual orientation, or that kind of mentality and attitude can actually help you with the cases. If you are a woman, you will understand the plight of another woman. If you are a married woman, you will understand what happens at in-laws places. If you're married and sitting at that chair, obviously you can use power in a better way. So that's why we say again and again that give equal opportunity to women. We want, and because of my efforts, believe me, there are more women in Punjab and Haryana High Court today as judges. I have talked about it in so many videos. And believe me, I have brought change in the society, in the High Court, and I'm trying to reach out to people pan India just for this. And I am so happy to see the results of my efforts. So don't think your effort is going unseen. Everyone is watching. They might not appreciate you for that. I'm not appreciated for it. I clap for myself. whenever I do something good. So don't wait for that pat on your back. Rather, just appreciate yourself, love yourself more, look good, feel good, and be more prepared, be more efficient. That is the thing. If today I'm sitting here, I'm not prepared, I'm unprepared, obviously, I should not ask for women empowerment. I should not ask for gender equality then. Right? My drafting, my argument should be, more, should be better than my male counterparts. I should be more prepared when I go to court. Then I should ask for gender equality. So this is what basically we do when I say that I'm secretary of Punjab and Haryana Federation of Women Lawyers, affiliated to All India Federation of Women Lawyers and FIDA, the international organization, because we actually because I want women lawyers to get more cases. I want more networking for women lawyers. I want them to get cases easily. Procurement should be easy for them. I want them to be paid well. I don't want free cases. I get so many cases where they say, "Ma'am, आप तो कर रहे हो, free में कर लो." No. At least documentation charges and things like that should be given. Consultation should be given. Why? Because obviously we need to see our I want my office to be more efficient. My employees will be happy if I pay them. If I am not paid well, how can I pay them? So understand my plight also. Right? So this is the thing. So I hope I have answered you well. And next
Yes,
question.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
Sita Shruti Nayak, you may ask the question, but I request you all. I request you. I request you all to keep your questions brief and direct, so that we can have all the people asking questions. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Audible?
Yes, dear.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That was a very interactive session and very beautiful. Thank you so much. So my question was, I had a case like a Muslim woman who had been married for 7 years now, and her husband had filed a case against her, a divorce case, especially in this year. And I think we all know, you must have known that the maintenance is not given to her. I think the iddat period till the iddat period. So how can we get a relief for her?
Ma'am, she has been denied maintenance or property rights?
Ma'am, maintenance.
Maintenance. Why she has been denied? She should have gone in 125.
मैम यस मैम एक्चुअली मुस्लिम लोगों का मैम बोर्ड के तरफ से उनका इलीगली दिया गया है, कोर्ट की तरफ से वो ऑर्डर नहीं है. सो मैम उसको किस तरह से रिलीफ दिया जाए?
Ma'am, basically 125 is the only remedy for you, because it is it covers all the religions basically, and definitely at least I am dealing with such cases, and my clients are getting maintenance out of it. They might be denied because of the reason that judges sometimes, male judges have that thing saying that they don't need maintenance because they are working, but Muslim women generally are not working. They have so many children at home, and then there are more than one wife for that husband, so definitely they are granted maintenance. Obviously they might be, that maintenance might be on the lower side, है ना? It might happen कि कम हो 4,000 3,000 या ऐसा कुछ, लेकिन ये है कि हाँ मिलती जरूर है. इंटरम मेंटेनेंस के लिए आप प्रे कर सकते हो, अलग से एप्लीकेशन लगाओ. एक कोशिश करो कि जब भी आप 125 में लगाओ, इंटरम मेंटेनेंस की एप्लीकेशन साथ ही लगा दो. बाद में उसको डील करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. साइड बाय साइड दोनों चीजें आप मांग सकते हो, इंटरम मेंटेनेंस एंड देन फॉर एलिमेंट. ठीक है. और अगर आप मुस्लिम वुमेन की वैसे बात करो, उनके पास प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स भी हैं. अगर विडो की बात करो तब भी, और वैसे भी अगर शी कैन आस्क फॉर इट, है ना. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट में आप डाल सकते हो इन केस. अब तो न्यू जजमेंट भी आ गई है जिसमें ये कहा गया है कि यू डोंट नीड एविडेंस फॉर दैट.
यस मैम.
आपके साथ डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस हुई है ना. अगर हुई है तो हुई है, नहीं हुई तो नहीं. ऐसा नहीं कि आपको बहुत सारे एविडेंस जो है क्लियर करने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है. वो एक जजमेंट बहुत अच्छी रेवोल्यूशनरी हमारे पास है, जिसको हम डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस केस में ऐसा ही होता था. लड़कियां जनरली घर छोड़ के आ जाती थी, है ना, क्योंकि उनके साथ वायलेंस बाद में केस कर देना, तो जजेस यूज्ड टू आस्क वेयर इज द एविडेंस, है ना. तो ये बहुत टीवी एप्स में मेरे साथ बहुत हुआ है. तो ये बेटा 125 आपके लिए सबसे बेस्ट है. गो फॉर इट.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Discuss it. You have my number. You can take my number from the moderator. ठीक है. You can anytime consult me. Anytime.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Next, Miss Harkira's Kaur, please ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi Harkirat, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
हाँ जी.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to convey thank you. And actually, right now I'm not practicing, but I was just looking for a session, and I ended up finding your name. So there was no picture of yours in that, and I thought Punjab and Haryana is mentioned, and it is Kanu ma'am only. So I should go for it. So when I saw the DP of the WhatsApp group, I was like, okay, sure, this is Kanu ma'am. So I should definitely attend. And I was so sure. Yesterday also I mentioned that I'm her student. I'm totally sure this session is going to be wonderful. With respect to Kanu ma'am, she is very bold, and you totally lit it
Killed
today.
it. Killed it. Nailed
Yes,
it.
you killed it today.
They are my old students, and I'm so pleased, so happy, so delighted to see them that they again want to join my sessions and have my classes. Thank you so much, beta. It is indeed an honor for me. It is a compliment for me, and hope that this compliment is fair and this is not makhan baji.
No, no, no,
Thank you
not
so
at
much.
all, ma'am.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Miss Priya Bhatta, you may ask your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening, ma'am. It was a wonderful session. It was really so much insightful, and I could relate to it because more or less I had the similar experiences. So just a background for a second or two. I am a manager working in a very means a place where it's infected with men and women are very less. I'm into IT background, and I've been breaking the stereotypes for 16 years now. So yeah, I'm driving the pay parity issue that you've raised. So I was very much happy when you raised that women are paid less. Since I'm a manager and I see that yes, women are paid very less. I've been driving. I've been questioning that. However, I always get answers like pay is something very confidential matter and it cannot be discussed. It's an integrity issue. Or they say that okay, women are paid more actually in the form of benefits. Like you have maternity leave, which is a paid leave, which it's so many months that you're off work and you're not contributing to the company's business, but then we are paying you, and you get a cab, you get an escort. So you're actually getting more benefits. So this is how the answers keep coming back. So is there any act or something where I could go back and discuss and tell them that no, this is not how it should be?
सी मैम इट डिपेंड्स कि पहले तो आपके अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री रूल्स हैं तो दैट हैज टू बी सी, है ना. लेकिन अदरवाइज मैम कोई लीगल फ्रेमवर्क ज्यादा इस पे नहीं है. हम इसको इनडायरेक्टली रिलेट कर सकते हैं, बट हाँ हम उसमें फॉल करते हैं या नहीं ये प्रॉब्लम है कि आप जैसे जिस पोस्ट पे आप हैं आप वर्कमैन में फॉल नहीं करती, है ना, तो आप उस तरह के उसमें फॉल नहीं करती तो डेफिनेटली आपके लिए वो एक्ट नहीं है. वी नीड अमेंडमेंट इन दी लॉज, वी नीड संशोधन. मैंने रिसेंटली एक PIL फाइल किया है मैम पॉश एक्ट के ऊपर. I will share it. It is published in Live Law and SEC online. Basically, ma'am, in that also lawyers does not fall in the definition of workman.
Okay.
So पॉश एक्ट के लिए आई हैव डन दैट एफर्ट कि हम अमेंडमेंट करें उस एक्ट में, और हम जब भी पॉश एक्ट के लिए कमेटी बनानी हो तो बेंच में नहीं, बार के लिए भी, एम्प्लॉइज नहीं. आई एम नॉट स्टाफ, आई एम नॉट एम्प्लॉई, ना, आई एम अ लॉयर. अगर मेरे साथ कोई सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट होती है तो पॉश में क्या प्रोविजन है मेरे लिए? दिस नो प्रोविजन, है ना. सो मैंने भी एफर्ट किया है, आप भी इसके थ्रू आप मेरे साथ डिस्कस कर सकती हैं. वी कैन ड्राफ्ट इट टुगेदर, है ना. हम PIL फाइल कर सकते हैं मैम, बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है आपका. तो इसको ही मेरी वाली जजमेंट को हम इसमें कोट कर सकते हैं, कन्नू शर्मा एंड अदर्स वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. सो इस तरह हम डेफिनेटली चेंजेस ला सकते हैं. ये सोशल चेंज का, सोशल रेफॉर्मेशन का सबसे अच्छा तरीका है ना, कि आप केस फाइल करो. लेकिन हाँ, वो केस सिर्फ पेपर्स में नहीं रह जाना चाहिए, उसको फिर आप स्प्रेड भी करो आगे, जैसे मैंने अभी किया है. तो उसी तरह से आप भी डेफिनेटली एक फाइल कर सकती हैं केस. आप डिस्कस करो, मैंने अपना नंबर अभी दिया है. प्लीज स्क्रीन जहाँ पे आपने मैसेजेस छोड़े हैं वहाँ पे मैंने भी मैसेज दिया है, अपना नंबर शेयर किया है फॉर लीगल कंसल्टेशन. Please reach out to me. I am working pan India for welfare of women. Women and child welfare is my forte. So child rights, women rights, definitely we can discuss at any time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Special good evening to ma'am. Uh, because मैं कॉलेज में पढ़ाती हूँ, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ाती हूँ और इंग्लिश लिटरेचर भी साथ में पढ़ाती हूँ। जब मैडम वुमेन्स राइट्स की वगैरह बात होती है ना, तो मैंने ये डाला था क्वेश्चन कि लाइक when I go through my studies and I go through few of the questions as I told yesterday also कि मैं एक काउंसलर भी हूँ, साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलर, जहाँ पर बहुत सारे केसेस मेरे को फीमेल्स के आते हैं, मेल्स के भी डेफिनेटली आते हैं। तो जो मैंने पढ़ा है उसमें जब मैं थॉट ओवर करती हूँ तो वहां पर मेरे को एक ही आंसर मिलता है कि लाइक इट इज द पावर पॉलिटिक्स ऑलवेज। पावर पॉलिटिक्स इन अ सेंस, जैसे कि पैट्रियार्की का मैंने बोला था कि पैट्रियार्की नॉट इन द सेंस ऑफ जस्ट वुमेन्स राइट, पैट्रियार्की इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पावर, टू हैव पावर। जो भी मस्कुलर है वो पावरफुल है, और वो मस्कुलर पॉसिबल नहीं, हमेशा ही ये नहीं है कि मेंस के पास ही होता है, वो वुमेन के पास भी होता है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एवरीथिंग। लाइक व्हेन अ मदर इन लॉ इज ओवर पावरिंग अ डॉटर इन लॉ, then she is being patriarchal, right? So वहां पर एक मेरा केस आया था कि वो डॉक्टर है, जो गर्ल है, खुद ने एमबीबीएस किया, बहुत अच्छी रैंक मिली उसको, लेकिन उसके घर वालों ने क्या किया कि अच्छा लड़का देखा, वो भी एमडी था, उसके साथ उसकी शादी करा ली, और अभी सिचुएशन ऐसा है कि शी इज एट होम, बिफोर मैरिज शी वाज वर्किंग, ओके। और अभी वो उसका हस्बैंड बोलता है कि व्हाई देयर इज अ नीड टू हैव अ जॉब, आप घर में बैठो, आप सिर्फ मेरे को घर संभालो अच्छे से, और आप, एंड शी इज सेटिस्फाइड नाउ, एंड शी इज बीइंग कन्विंस्ड बाय हर मदर इन लॉ इटसेल्फ कि आप अच्छे से घर संभाल सकते हो, आपको जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे पास बहुत पैसा है। अगर पैसे की बात है मैडम, तो फिर यहाँ पर जो बच्चियां इतनी सारी सीख कर वगैरह घर में बैठती है, दे डोंट फील टू अर्न मनी फॉर देमसेल्फ, फॉर देयर ओन इंडिपेंडेंस। ये पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, मेरे को यहाँ पर मेन और वुमेन का ये नहीं बोलना है, मुझे इनको अप्रिशिएट इसलिए करना है कि जो भी सोशल रिफॉर्मेशन हो गए अभी तक इंडिया में, एटलीस्ट वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिफॉर्मर मेन थे, लेकिन वुमेन ने यहाँ पर सपोर्ट नहीं किया है। और तीसरी चीज, कहीं ना कहीं ये आगे जाकर रिलीजन को भी मिलता है मैडम। तो कुछ रिलीजियस ऐसे फैक्टर है ना, जो लेडी को ऐसे बताते हैं कि you are not free, you are always bound to the religion, you are always bound in some of the facts which you cannot change, you being a woman. So इस पर आपका क्या सोच विचार है मैडम? थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत अच्छा मैम। पॉलिटिकली जो था, ऑब्वियसली मैं अपने लेक्चर्स में ज्यादा नहीं बोल सकती, लेकिन आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो डेफिनेटली बहुत अच्छा एक पॉइंट है। देखो, आपने पॉलिटिक्स की बात करी, दिस इज सो ट्रू। मेन इन पावर, है ना, वो दे ग्रो, दे गेट मोर पावर, okay, maybe not based on their gender, but because they have more access to opportunities than women. दूसरा, बायोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स, वुमेन आर नॉट गिवन सो मच चांसेस बिकॉज सेइंग कि भी इनके लिए मैरिज इंपॉर्टेंट है, इन्होंने बच्चे देने हैं भी, है ना, भी यू नो दे हैव दैट थिंग कि भी फैमिली ऑब्लिगेशंस वी कैन से, ऐसा दिखाते हैं भी। वुमेन नहीं कर पाती क्योंकि उनको फैमिली को देखना चाहिए। मुझे बहुत लोग अभी सजेशन दे रहे हैं, यूर 30 से यू शुड गेट मैरिड, है ना। अभी तो इस साल तो टोटल प्रेशर ऑन मी टू गेट मैरिड फ्रॉम सोसाइटी, नॉट फ्रॉम माय फैमिली। Be you are growing old now, you are 36 now, you should at least this year you should go for marriage, and then career तो चलते रहते हैं। उसी तरह से मैम वुमेन इन पावर के साथ ये हो जाता है कि सबसे पहले तो उनको क्रिटिसाइज सबसे पहले इसी बात पे किया जाता है कि उनको मॉरली अच्छा नहीं मानते। मेन ही है हमारी सोसाइटी के जो वुमेन को मॉरली इमोरल कंडक्ट बताते हैं, जो पॉलिटिशियंस हैं। मेरे पास ही ऐसे फोन आ जाएंगे दूसरी पॉलिटिशियंस के बारे में, वो ऐसी है, वो वैसी है, जो मैं बहुत बड़ी शन आउट करती हूँ कि प्लीज मेरे पास ये सब मत बोला करो। बट हाँ, मेल ही है जो उनको बदनाम करते हैं, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट। दूसरी बात, विमेन ग्रो बिकॉज ऑफ देयर एसोसिएशन विद मेन। ये सच है, ये बिटर ट्रूथ है। अब एसोसिएशन विद मेन को ये लोग गलत सेंस में लेके जाते हैं। अगेन, विमेन अगर ग्रो कर भी रही है तो उसको वो ग्रो नहीं करने देते। सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल महुआ मित्रा का केस, अभी आप देख लो, उसको एक्सपेल कर दिया गया, उसके दुबई ट्रिप्स को लेके इतने सारे क्वेश्चन किए जा रहे हैं। क्या बाकी एमपीज एमएलए पैसे करप्शन नहीं करते? क्या वो लोग